We are talking about tire safety. It's a good time of year to think about it as you switch from the winters to your summer tires. Emily Chung is with us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I want to quickly just tell your story a little bit. You got frustrated with walking into shops and feeling like you're taken advantage of. You know your stuff.
Yeah, I just got a little tired of taking my own car in for service. Decided to go back into train school, and now I'm a licensed tech. So.
I think that's awesome. You have your own spot called AutoNiche in Markham?
Yeah, over in Markham. So yeah, it's good. We have a lot of clients, and they come in with sort of the same feeling as we do, and we kind of teach them more about their car.
Yeah. And it's not just ladies who get taken advantage of sometimes in the auto mechanic industry.
No,
it's some of us who don't know anything about how an engine works.
Exactly.
Tires, though, I know a couple of things about in terms of wear and tear and keeping them balanced and making sure that you have your, what do you call
alignment?
it?
Wheel?
Alignment.
Okay. So,
think of the word.
Yeah,
All set, right?
Now's the time to start thinking about tires because, you know, the warmer weather is coming up.
Yeah.
And the Hankook Tire Canadian Index showed that 8 out of 10 families are planning to travel this year.
Right.
And 70% are planning a road trip. So tires are definitely something
interesting
to keep in mind.
Because you took a road trip here. Check out the tires here. This is the Ford Fusion you brought.
Yeah,
and you drove it down the 401 to see us, up the 401 really.
We did, and it's sporting a Hankook Ventus. It's a performance tire on this wonderful Ford Focus.
How was the ride?
Ford Fusion.
Nice and smooth?
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay.
Quiet, yeah, very good.
These are some of the things you need to think about, not just performance of the tire, but whether or not it's going to be quiet, whether it suits your needs and things like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about tire tread wear first.
You would know all about this.
Yeah, I do, because I have some tires that absolutely need replacing. I can't put them back on my car. I have to get new ones, and you know, my tires look worse than this, I'm sorry to say.
So I mean, here on the tires, there's a tread wear bars here. So this is at 2/32 of an inch, and it's the minimum safety standard. But we can check with our tire tread depth gauge here, and here it says 5/32 of an inch. So it's getting there.
Okay.
So that's one thing that we look at, tire tread depth wear. We also look at cracks in the sidewalls, sidewalls here, and in the treads here. Because even if you have good tread, if you've got cracks in the rubber, obviously the rubber's getting old. It's not as malleable.
Right, and you've kind of compromised the tires' efficiency. Okay.
And the last thing is here, the date code. On the tires,
there's
it's
a date
stamped.
code.
Yeah, so this tire was made in the 46th week of 2007. So we know that this tire is about 6 years old, let's say.
And rubber, does it change over time, long periods of time?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So it dries over time, right? Because given the different temperature conditions that it has to go to. So yeah, that's something important to keep in mind.
And some tires will be a softer compound, and others will be a harder compound, especially seasonal tires. Do you believe in winter tires?
100%.
Yeah. There's no expert who doesn't, just in case you were wondering.
And if you've ever driven with winter tires, you'll know the difference.
It's the greatest thing ever. Greatest thing ever.
Exactly.
Especially here. I know you have those temperate winters there in GTA, but I'll tell you, here it's really needed.
Yeah.
So tell me about this tire really quickly. This looks pretty interesting to me.
So this is the Hankook summer tire, and it is a good example of that performance tire for a performance vehicle. So if you want, it's a stiffer tire. It gives you better control handling at higher speeds, better able to dissipate heat and motion. So that's the summer tire.
All right, cool. This seems like an interesting band in the middle here.
Yeah, they did this to improve the braking performance of the tire.
Aha.
Yeah.
Very good. So next up.
This one is a good example of an all-season tire. It's also a Hankook Optimal tire.
Three-season tire?
Yep, well, 3 seasons. All season if you live in Florida.
Right, you gotcha. Right. Okay, so there it is.
It's a good, comfortable ride, low noise as well, good for daily commutes.
Excellent.
Yeah, and fits most sedans and vans.
Okay, this looks like almost a rain tire or something that's going to be channeling
yeah, exactly.
Sort of
so this is
moisture.
They call this the all-weather tire. It's got the mountain snowflake designation right here.
Always look for that. That's really important. That's cool.
So this one handles both the summer and winter weathers. It's a more of a hybrid kind of type of tire.
Interesting.
It's got asymmetric tread design. So, you know, part of the tire is good for the winter and the other part is designed to handle the drier conditions.
Okay.
So this is a good option if you don't want to switch tires or you don't have the space.
Until they make it a law.
Yes, here in Ontario.
Yeah, because it is in Quebec, and if you're doing any driving there, you might want to think about that as well. So other things people need to talk about, tire pressure, right?
Yeah, tire pressure. So tire pressure, you always have to check it by the door jamb on the driver's side. Never go by the actual tire sidewall.
Okay.
And it's always listed in the owner's manual too. So if you can't find it in your car, it'll tell you the proper tire pressure.
Just as we go to break here, buying one of these, you don't have to get a big fancy one. They make them all the time, anywhere, and all you do is this is it?
Yeah, push it all the way in so that hissing noise goes away, which you did, and it should be at 35.
It is, yes, at 35, almost exactly, a little bit over pressure, a little bit.
Yeah.
Very good. Emily, thank you very much. If people want to know more about these kinds of tips and things like that, is there a website or anything they can go to?
Yeah, they can check us out on our shop, AutoNiche.ca, and we blog about it too.
Well, thanks very much for coming in. Really appreciate it. Stay safe on the road.